That's something I like about here. Like, you have people with different niches, but like you can find a way to connect with them in different areas. So that's been really, really fun for me. I've honestly loved being here at NC State.
Hi, Wolfpack fans. Today we have Victoria Canala-Echevarria. We're so excited to have you today. Victoria, you are an undergrad in Industrial and Systems Engineering at North Carolina State University, soon to graduate very soon. Oh my goodness, are you counting down the days?
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe that it's finally over. It's been 4.5 years, and now I have, a month left of school, so I'm definitely nervous for that.
You're so close to the light at the end of the tunnel, and you are not only my amazing, phenomenal, superb, fabulous, all of the adjectives teaching assistant for the program I work on this semester, but in addition, you have worked at NC State in various roles doing engineering problem solving, types of internships. You've worked in industry in internships. And now I should put this out to all the listeners. You're on the job hunt.
Yeah, I am.
So, folks, you have got an amazing hire right here. I mean, I guess you're probably going to get snapped up before one of these listeners says, I'm checking out the LinkedIn for Victoria and seeing all the amazing things that she has to offer. But today, why we're chit-chatting on the podcast is I think you did something super courageous that many of the students on our campus have also done. And I thought it would be fun to talk about just relocating to a new city, a new state, a new country, all of the things.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to share a little bit about my experiences over here.
We're going to talk about your journey. So we're going to start off with just the first moment where you went, oh, wow, I'm really at NC State. What was it like?
I mean, I think for me, I had 2 moments like that. So the first moment, my parents came to drop me off, starting my dorm. And then the first night, they left me there with my, my new suite mates, everything. That was the first moment it actually was like, I'm actually here in university and college. Like, they're leaving. I'm going to be here by myself. Like, I'm not going to have anyone to call if there's a problem. Like, I need to figure it out. So that was definitely one of the first moments that really shook me to really understand, I need to do something about this, take advantage of it. And then I think the next, wow, I'm really at NC State moment was my first football game. I had never gone to a football game in my life. That's not really common I'm from Ecuador, so that's not really common from where I'm from. And just being there and, seeing the shows and the fire and the planes and, the cheerleaders and the football players, that was something I, could not believe when I first saw it for the first time. I literally felt like I was in a movie at that moment. I was I just couldn't believe that was my life, and this was going to be my life for the next 4 years. Being able to be part of that and this is my community, my school now. So I think that was my most wow, this is NC State and I'm part of this school moment.
I think the football games are incredible. And I also came from a part of the country just where I went to college was UC San Diego. So we didn't have the school spirit. And now when you come to the Triangle, Raleigh, Durham, Cary, Chapel Hill, all the parts of it, it's you've got to pick an ACC team. You got to get behind them. And tailgating here is the best.
Oh, absolutely.
Most exciting. I mean, I think we just recently upset, what was it, Georgia?
Yes, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech, which was incredible. And that was everybody was just, I mean, did you get to go to that one?
Yes, no. I feel like football has become such a big part of my part here at NC State. I didn't really know how it even worked before I started. But the energy and the environment of going to the tailgates, everyone's so excited. And then the actual football games and everyone's just so excited and supportive. Even though we've lost a lot of other football games, just everyone keeps showing up and the chants and everything. It's amazing. And then, obviously, with Georgia Tech, winning, everyone rushed the field at the end, so that was amazing.
Those are going to be memorable moments you'll never forget. And also just thinking about being part of a community. And like I said, I was similar. I didn't have a lot of traditions at my school. What are some of the other traditions? There's Howling Cow ice cream and the bell tower. Is there any favorite spot or thing here that you really love?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely love Howling Cow ice cream. That was something I had to try when I first started. Everyone was telling me about it. I absolutely loved it. It's so good.
What's your favorite flavor?
Wolf Tracks.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. Have you ever gone over to the ice cream place on Lake Wheeler Road?
No, but I've been meaning to go.
All right,
and
we're going to go, girl.
Yes, that's on my bucket
happening
list.
before you graduate.
No, absolutely.
I'm treating. You always have to wait in line. It's incredible, but I think it's there's so many people and you look at all the merch on the way and you're like, ooh, I need a little cap. I need a beanie.
I know.
Any other traditions? Any other fun
I mean, I
stuff?
definitely would say that the bell tower, like rushing the bell tower after winning football games or March Madness, that everyone was rushing the bell tower every time we would be on one of the basketball games. Sorry, that was amazing. Like just the energy again, the community of like everyone being here. Like this is my school, this is my people. It really is like highlighted in those moments, I think.
Yeah. And it's like, I know a lot of the seniors that I have worked with over the years don't want to do the countdown because they're like, I don't want to leave. But I promise this next chapter of your life is going to be amazing too. And you'll be able to come back, alumni, all the fun stuff. So you mentioned earlier you're from Ecuador. Talk the listener through a little bit of your journey to get here to Raleigh, North Carolina. And if you were to, this is a question, if you were to think about your first week here in Raleigh as maybe a movie title, ooh, why don't we try that? What would you pick?
Yeah, so I mean, a little about my journey. I went to school in Ecuador. I grew up there, graduated from high school, and then I moved here to Raleigh to NC State. So I moved my freshman year, like a week before school started. That was the first time I was here. So it was definitely a lot of like change, a lot of figuring it out. So if I had to like choose a movie title, it would be something like what do I do now? Like now what? Or something like that. Because like you prepare yourself to like get to college, like do all the SAT school, like prep and like taking the test and like just everything builds up to the moment that you start. But then once you get there, it's like now what? Like what do I do from here? And especially like moving from somewhere I like didn't know anyone at this campus at all. So that was definitely very scary. Like what do I do? Like how do I meet people? Like where do I go from now? Especially once my parents left, I was like, oh, this is up to me. Like there's no one that's coming to save me if I don't do something.
And they're far away. Okay, how many miles is Ecuador? It's a long ways. It's a plane ride. It is definitely not, there's water involved.
Yes.
So that's a big change. I know when I went to college, I was only 2 hours away by car. So I was kind of like, go do my laundry. And now here you are. So when you think about just the big changes, cultural changes, are there some things that other listeners from other countries could learn from your experience?
I guess. I mean, I feel like I also come from a community that's very like embracing, like the culture in South America in general, or just Latin America. People are very like warm and like open. And I feel like people in North Carolina are very, very friendly. But I think something that really shook me a little when I first started was the lack of touch with people. I feel like for us, it's so common to like meet whoever. You've never met this person. You like hug and kiss every single person you meet. Versus here, it's way more like, personal space. Like I have my own little bubble and like, don't touch me or like, don't look at me too long. And I guess at the beginning, especially like being kind of like scared of like, I don't know what to do, like meeting some people, like finding some friends, but like not being able to like hug people, like not that like touch that I used to have from everyone, even people I didn't know, like we would go and like kiss and hug every single person that we would meet down the street. So that was definitely something I had to get used to. I think that now it's gone better because a lot of my friends, now that we've been closer, like it's something that happens more naturally than when you like, you've been there for a month. But that was definitely something that was a big change for me.
I am a hugger too. I think I just hugged you when you walked in.
I mean, I love hugs.
And because it was a cold day too, I was like, let's warm up. And when you think about the changes like that, you're just kind of like, do I belong here? People have different customs and I'm not used to the way. I know when I came from Southern California, I was like, ooh, I am not in the same city I used to live in. And I even lived in Northern Virginia and I was like, oh, I'm in the South now. It's a little bit different here. And I had to get used to it. And one thing I did was I just said, all right, I'm inviting everyone to my house. We're going to have a California barbecue. It's going to be like no shoes, no shirt, no service, which is just a funny little phrase that they would have in cafes. And we made fajitas and we ate and I was like, this is who I am, y'all. Just
I love that.
Being authentic. When did you feel like you really belonged here?
I mean, honestly, I feel like I was able to get a good group of friends really early on and really, be with them, like doing plans with them. But I feel like even like later, like I feel like the first few people that you meet, although like they can help you, are probably not going to be the people you stay with for the rest of the time. So I feel like when I actually found my firm like group of friends and the people I really liked, I just felt like, I don't know, like being loved and like being part of a group and like doing plans together and just like, like, oh, let's go to the football game. Let's go get ice cream. Even if like we're going to the hill or hunt to study. I don't know, just really feeling like you're part of it, like you're one of the people here and like that community, like everyone's part of NC State and like we all want to be here together and support each other. So I would have said that. Like, it definitely took a couple of months for me to like fully be like, oh, I really like this place, and like I have the people I want to be with.
So if a listener is going, gosh, she sounded like she just has it all together, I still feel homesick, what would you say to them?
I mean, I definitely think it takes time. I think one of the main things I learned when I moved, especially by myself, was being okay with being like independent and alone. I feel like a lot of things, even like going grocery shopping, like I didn't have a car. I didn't know how to go anywhere. I didn't know anything about the city. So I had to learn how to take the bus or how to like go to different places by myself. And I feel like at the beginning it was kind of weird because I've been used to like being with my friends or my family all the time. So like having to take the bus and go wherever I needed to, or just, maybe all of like the people I like had met, like had plans or had something to do and I wanted to go and get an ice cream, like actually just being okay with being by yourself and learning that like, it's fine. And then you build that confidence and then, you probably meet people when you're out and that's how you make more friends. But it's definitely normal. It's definitely normal to like think you have it all together and then 2 weeks later you're like, wow, I have no one. I don't know anyone. Like I want to leave. But, I think at the end of the day, it's little ups and downs that end up taking you to the place that you're going to meet the people you want and find the friends that you need. And I think it gets better. I know this is very cliche and, like, everyone tells you, like, oh, it's going to get better. But it genuinely does. Like, you definitely have to make an effort. You can't just sit at home and, like, wait for something to happen. But if you put that step forward and, like, try to find new places or new people, like, I can assure you that you will.
Look at you figuring out where the grocery stores are, how to get on the buses. That sounds so overwhelming and intimidating. How do you feel about asking for help? Because sometimes folks are a little bit nervous to ask and they're like, I got to figure it all out by myself. What did you do?
Honestly, I think it was the same way. Like, I did not like to ask for help. I felt like, I can do it all by myself. Like, why would I ever, like, show that I don't know something? But if there's something I've learned in the past 4 years is ask for help. In school, at jobs, in a new city, like anywhere, like people are so friendly and willing to help. Like, yeah, maybe one person that you ever meet won't, but like 99% of the people, like if you ask for directions, if you ask for help in a homework assignment, in a project, at work, at like anything related, I feel like everyone has always been very, very helpful. Everyone's willing to help. If you're like, you start being like, you're nice with it and like you are friendly, everyone's gonna be friendly. I think especially in North Carolina, people are very, very friendly and willing to help. So I would say, like, get that, like, don't be scared. Don't feel vulnerable for asking for help. I feel like everyone needs to ask for help, and it's the best way to get better. And, like, now you'll know, like, if you take a ride, you get to the grocery store when you didn't before. So I definitely think you should.
And I agree. And I know that when you said you started, you didn't want to. It's like, oh, it's kind of like your ego. I got to do it all alone, and I don't need anybody to lift me up. But we are humans and we're all here to help each other. Like if someone was to ask you now about what it's like to get around campus, you would probably be like, sit down, have a cup of coffee. Let me tell you the ins and outs, just like we're doing today. So thinking back about home, what is something, a comfort that you hold on to? And what is something maybe new that you have learned since you got here 4 years ago?
I guess more like something new I've learned is, again, like the independence, being able to like find yourself and like if you want to go on a walk, like go on walks. I feel like that's something I've definitely implemented way more now, like going on walks whenever I'm stressed or whenever I need to like clear my head or just anything, like going on walks with friends or just like by myself. Like that's definitely a habit that I've like started doing more than I guess I didn't do as much at home. But I mean, I really like it. There's some beautiful lakes around campus, like Lake Johnson or like Lake Raleigh that I like go to all the time. So that's definitely something I've like started doing more now that I've moved.
Yeah, a little bit different here with the change in seasons. Or do you get that in Ecuador?
No,
a lot of the leaves and the colors. Oh,
we don't have seasons at all. Like we stay in like a constant. Honestly, it's amazing weather. It's like constant like 50s to 70s year round. So I had never experienced like seasons, like honestly like that. So that was definitely something I loved freshman year, sophomore year, and every single year since. Yeah. Like being able to see the leaves change to different colors. Like I had never seen that before until I moved, like ever. So, I mean, that might sound really like, silly for people that have been here and like that's how they grew up. But being able to see the colors change and like yellow and orange, like it amazed me so, so much. And even like watching it snow, like I'd never seen that before either. So like, obviously we don't get that much snow, but like last year that we got 3 days full of snow, like that's crazy. And it's been really amazing. Like I really, really like it.
Did you do anything fun in the snow? Like as far as, it's my first snow? Yeah. Any memories from that?
I remember we went to the Court of Carolina and everyone is over there. People were taking different things like bins or like whatever and like throwing each other through a little hill full of snow. The ski team came with their skis, like playing with snow, like hitting each other with snowballs. Like it was so fun. It was so fun.
I know no one has real proper Northeast sleds, so we'll find whatever we can.
Whatever. Someone brought a blow up mattress and we were like throwing through, like jumping on it and sledding through the hill.
What a fun experience. And you need that because you're in a really intense major and there's a lot of pressure. So you've made time to build your network up of social and fun things to take a break. So as we think about people and experiences you've had during your college, is there anything that stood out to you that really helped you feel a part of this community? Maybe a group you joined or a special role model?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like I found a lot of good friends. I think especially sophomore years when I really found a lot of my people. And just being part of it, I had one of my greatest, like, best friends. Like, she also, like, for example, for Thanksgiving, she took me to her house and, like, we were able to celebrate together and, like, just really join in, like, the American culture of, like, because we don't celebrate Thanksgiving either. And I didn't really have that much, other family in here to do that. So being able to, like, she took me in, like, I've been celebrating Thanksgiving with her a couple of years, and just things like that. Like, I've met so many people that are very different, and I feel like that's something I like about here. Like, you have people with different niches, but, like, it's, like, you can find a way to connect with them in different areas. So that's been really, really fun for me. I've honestly loved being here at NC State.
I'm glad you picked American Thanksgiving because that is one of my favorite holidays too. Is there a special food that you enjoyed when you started that tradition here that's traditional or something new that you've never tried before?
I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously the turkey, they did like normal turkey and like deep fried turkey.
We do mashed potatoes. We do sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes with marshmallows too. That was definitely something I had never like really tried. Like I'd seen it, but like that was something I tried that I really liked. Green beans were really good for whatever reason. Like I'm not a huge fan of green beans, but like it was really good.
Oh, what a wonderful memory. All right. So as we kind of wind down and we think about survival tips for a student who's arriving from another place, what would you suggest? What's your advice?
I guess I would suggest to have like a list of like priorities of what you want to achieve. I think obviously you're here to work and learn and you have to put that as a priority, like keep up with your classes, with your homeworks, with everything, but also find a place to find your people in your community. I think that's what really shapes your college experience, like finding people you enjoy being with and like doing things with. Also, don't be afraid to go and talk to new people. I think that was one of my biggest things when I first came, and I didn't know anyone, so I had to just start talking to the person sitting next to me no matter where. And at first, that was so, I don't know, like, nerve-wracking. Like, I didn't know how to, like, start a conversation. Like, but I feel like if there's something I've learned, it's, like, everyone's going to be friendly. Everyone wants to make a friend. Especially your first year, no one has friends, Like, maybe they know one other two people, but, like, just putting yourself out there, I can promise you it's not going to be the end of the world. I think especially when you move and you don't know people, you feel very, like, scared because you don't have a network of or people to like support you, but you need to find that yourself and trying to get out there and talk to people and not just being scared and staying at home because you're not going to find anything like that. And it might be scary, but even when you're in class, like sitting next to some person and just start talking to them at the beginning of a new semester, even if they have friends, like they're willing to have new friends, And I think that's something that people get scared of doing freshman year or sophomore year, any year at any time. No matter if you're a PhD or a master, like when you move to somewhere you don't know people tend to like close down and like not try to like, branch out just because they're scared or they just don't know anyone and like I don't know. So that's something I definitely recommend is like putting yourself out there. Like don't be scared to talk to other people. Just start talking to anyone and whatever. Maybe you won't see that person again, but you had a great conversation. Maybe you'll see them in 5 years and you can connect in something else.
Wonderful tips. There was actually a study done on a Chicago commuter train where they looked at people and they gave them a Starbucks gift card if they participated. So everyone's like, okay, what should I do? I want this gift card. And half the people were asked to start a conversation for this 3-hour commute. And half the people just put their earbuds in and just sat alone. And then they measured how that person's mood was at the end of the 3 hours. And introvert or extrovert. I have to underline that because some people are like, oh, that's not me. The people that liked it are the extroverts, but both different personality types felt happier self-reported after talking to a stranger than the people who just put their earbuds in. Now, that doesn't mean that sometimes we're just in a mood where we don't want to talk, but I always love to quote that study, and you have underscored it. Any last-minute piece of advice?
I mean, I guess even going back to that, I feel like starting school somewhere different was a whole challenge. But I also got a co-op in Nashville, so I had to move to a whole new city and basically start over again. I didn't know anyone again, but I was able to take a lot of what I had learned previously there, because even when you move for a job, like, you probably don't know anyone in the new city that you're moving in. But again, like, now that I, like, had started from scratch once again, but, like, knowing everything I had learned, it was way easier for me to, like, find different people, like, join different clubs, like, trying to put myself out there, especially because I didn't know anyone and I wanted to build that community. So I think it's always important to, like, prioritize, like, your work, your school, like, everything. But I think it's very, very important. Like you were saying in the study, like, I feel like it makes you happy when you have people around you that you enjoy being with and you can do different plans and things that you want. So that's definitely something I think is key.